Last week on Seeds of Gold, we started Anyi Tom Okello's journey of mixed farming. He took us through the farming tricks of maintaining a commercially viable beekeeping enterprise and how to get value out of everything around us.
If you want to be a beekeeper, you must know what beekeeping is. Yeah, because my production alone from honey, I get like 2 tons to 3 tons in a year. And when I had the value, that comes to about 60 to 70 million in 1 year. So that means that beekeeping is also one of the best way that I also encourage other farmers to join us, to join me, so that we at least try to reduce the level of poverty.
Coming up on Seeds of Gold.
For me, I was a civil servant. I worked with the government for 12 years. But later, after coming back, I came and started my own farming with my own money. Imagine I started with only 600,000. I quit my job, I came to a farm, and I've never regretted why I resigned.
Like any other business, a commercial farmer's major intention is to maximize as much profit as possible from any available farm venture. That is why many farmers tend to get involved in as many enterprises as they can. This, however, has its own challenges, as Tom shares tips from his own experience as a mixed farmer.
Number one is the issue of water for production. Because when you are doing mixed farming, you must have serious and efficient water for production. And that's a challenge that I'm still facing. I personally try to construct a shallow well in my farm. But the shallow well, the level of the shallow well is too low. That is not satisfying my need. And if you are to manage your mixed farming well, you must have good water source. All the enterprise that we are keeping in the mixed farm needs water. Nothing that doesn't need water. All of them needs water. So water production is number one. Two, the issue of security. You must fence the whole farm area with chain link or a wall fence. Because if you don't do that, people can be tempted to pick the oranges, people can be tempted to pick the birds. Because like for our case, we are now facing challenge of theft. Our birds are trained in such a way that anybody can call them. Then they come think that you are going to give them food. So if you're a bad person, just catch the bird and go with it. So in mixed farming, you must plan to fence the environment for the issue of security. And not only on the issue of security, even the issue of the biosafety that I was talking of. And apart from that, in mixed farming, the other challenge is on the issue of disease. Disease outbreak can disturb you because, like for my case, I want to be open. I have many enterprises, about 13 of them. But these enterprises, this year, for the first time, have made challenge of fruit flies. Fruit flies have attacked our oranges and they have destroyed the fruits. And if we did not have a lot of the enterprises, at least we would have handled it properly. But if you have very many, you may only focus on one. Then at the end, you may find that another one has also been affected. Then it can also disturb you in a way. Because in mixed farming, when you don't have enough resource, it can disturb you. You have money today, maybe to handle this, then tomorrow you may not be having money because you have injected a lot of money on the other enterprise. So those are the challenges that we need to handle them. But for us to handle all those, I want to advise that we have to prioritize. Not prioritize, we have to specialize on few enterprises that you can manage. You know them, then you can also manage them very well.
When it comes to expenditure, Okello testifies that sometimes a farmer will have to spend as much as they earn in a bad season. Expenditures on a mixed farm will range from vaccination to workers' salaries, not overlooking post-handling losses in big numbers.
Anyway, it depends on the occurrence. And apart from that, it also depends on the season. But there are some seasons that you may spend even more than 800,000 just on management. More than. That means you can even spend like $1 million. And the lowest can be like 400, 300, excluding the issue of salary. But if you put salary in, that means that in a month you can even spend more than 1.5 million. Because in this farm, we have about 7 workers. And we pay them almost on a daily basis. Because when you now calculate the issue of salary in a month, that means that we are paying them daily. And we are spending daily both on the staff and apart from the staff, even on maintenance. So that means we can spend even more than $1 million in a month.
Talking about an unimaginable figure one should expect to earn from mixed farming in a good season, Okelo's smile says it all.
Money in hands in a mixed enterprise is not that you can earn the money on a daily basis. The money for the mixed farm is seasonal, depending on when the enterprise is ready for sale. But we are only lucky that we always keep honey throughout the year. And we sell honey and other products and other bee products on a daily basis. Apart from that, being a big farm now, we are also training people. We are training farmers, we are training interest people who want to visit, we are training students in the farm. And these people always come here, pay us money. And this money is part of the money that helps us in the maintenance, help us in maybe paying the salary. Because people who always come to the farm, when you are coming to the farm, we make you pay a gate fee of 20,000 per person. And you also pay a consultation fee or facilitation fee. When you are training you for maybe like 6 hours, you pay us another 20,000 if you are in a group. But if you are an individual, you pay us like 100,000 or 50,000, depending on how we have negotiated and come to a good conclusion. Because for sure, we don't always want people to come and fail because they don't have money. Because our main emphasis is to transform the community. So even if you come with little money, we still give you that chance to know everything here, even to get the training. Not that we say it is fixed. Get fee 20, not 20, you don't have 20, you go away. No. We say you have, how much do you have? How much can you afford? Because at the end, we want you to see the value for the money that you are paid here. Yeah, so that is our emphasis. We always try to bring more people in farming as a business. That's our target. Well, from the bees, or in good season, we can even get like 2 tons or 3. But let's put an average of 2 tons. Then 2 tons, when we had the value, we can get more than 50 million.
How many seasons?
It has 2 good seasons. But the 3rd season is not very much. We can get like half a ton or 1 ton. But good season, we get even 3 tons. So when you get 3 tons and we add the value, because for us, when we get the honey, we process, get pure honey. After processing pure honey, we make honey wine. After honey wine, we get the bee wax. And we sell processed honey wine a kilo. No, honey is sold in terms of kilo, not liters. A kilo we sell at 20,000 shillings of processed honey. So when the honey is in a liter, it is about 1.4 to 1.5 kilograms. And that we sell at 25,000 shillings. So that means that sometimes we even get more than 40 million, depending on what we have got. But generally, the honey price doesn't go down. It just keeps on moving up according to depending on the demand. Apart from the honey, we're also making the propolis tincture. And propolis tincture has turned to be the best antibiotics that is helping to cure people, both internal problem and even external, maybe the skin problems. And it has worked. And everybody who buys our propolis tincture comes back and appreciates and says, thank you for what you have given me. It has worked. Nobody has ever complained. And this time we are selling almost all over the country. Through phones, they pay us on mobile money. For us, we use bus to send, or we use friends to send, or sometimes I even take it myself to Kampala, if it is in a big quantity. Sometimes we even sell almost abroad, because there are people who have used our propolis, who have used our honey, so the demand is high. That is why now we have started now even training out growers. And as I talk now, I'm training farmers all over Lango under the NOSAF program. And I'm also supplying them with beehives, because we are making traditional improved beehive that I understand like the way you're seeing this one. And we are now helping to train people on why we are using this kind of stand. One, the issue of stand is that it helps to control the pest very easily, because we always apply the grease on the metal. Inside, it has a queen chamber and a store. And it also, by putting that, it has improved on our production very much. You can see this small hive per harvest, you can get like 10 kilograms or even 20, depending on that season, just from one beehive. So if a farmer can have like 10 beehives and manage it very well the way we train them, you get more than $1 million in a year.
Wait a minute. Did he just say 50 million Ugandan shillings from just one season of beekeeping? What are you still waiting for? Farming is simply mining gold from your backyard, if only you can give it the time and attention it requires. On top of operating a series of farming enterprises, it is important to share knowledge to other farmers. By doing so, you are increasing income but also helping community better their lives. Okello is heavily involved in training interested farmers in pig keeping and other farming enterprises of their choice.
I got contract with GOL Uganda. GOL is working in Abim and Agago districts. So I'm now training farmers there on proper management of apiaries, proper management of bees. Not only proper, I'm even training them on when to spray and when not to spray, because these days I'm trying to sensitize people that please let us keep life of bees well, because bees are part of our life. Without bees we could not have good pollination, but with bees we can have the best yield of our leguminous plants. And yet we shall also be having better honey if we have good pollinations of our crops. So I'm also training in those two districts. Of recent I've just started. I'm now almost a month old in Abim and Agago training people. But my emphasis is still that all those people whom I'm training, I want to train them so that I be their market in future. Because my demand is high but the production is low. So still I will also even buy their honey if I get money. Then also go and maybe supply my customers. Those are things that we are now doing on beekeeping. By starting this farm here, I'm providing employment to the community around, both full-time and casual laborers. We have staff that work with us that even stays in the farm, and we pay them on a monthly basis. We have people who comes and work then goes away. Maintaining the apiary site, we hire. Maintaining the orchard, we hire. Work like right now we have children, good maybe youth, helping us to pick the rotten mango oranges, then bury them down, and later we pay them. Apart from only providing employment to them, we are also training them free of charge. You show interest, we bring you in the farm, we train you. You want even to keep bees, we give you free training. And by the way, even the products, we don't sell to them at the price we sell to other people. Theirs is lower because they're also part of the contribution to the production of what we are doing in the farm. And not only that, sometimes when we are vaccinating our birds, we vaccinate the neighbors' birds free of charge. We don't charge them because when they have sickness in their birds, automatically that sickness can even transfer because the disease that affects birds are airborne. They can also disturb, they can also destroy our poultry farm. So we also help them with free services of veterinary by vaccinating their animals. But there are many things, because here now being a big training center, we even host students from other districts like Nyaveya Forestry College, Masindi. They come and stay in the farm. So they also go out to buy things from the neighbors. They want to buy anything, food stuff, because they're always stationed in the farm here. So they also go and buy. And by the way, when they go maybe for services like the churches, people appreciate because these are things that have never been in the community. That is social. People are staying together as family.
Like a visionary farmer, Okello is thinking big, not only for himself, but for his community in the Langos sub-region. His dream is to build a honey processing plant which will encourage many more farmers to join him and venture into the honey business.
We want to have at least a training institute here. That's one thing we want to do, and we are putting into 3-year plan. We want to build a training institute where we can train people on farming, on agriculture, and even award certificates. That's our next move. Apart from that, we're also planning to construct a factory for processing honey in large scale, so we can now even look into, after already certifying the local market in Uganda, because we are not talking into the issue of the export yet, because the local market alone we cannot certify. If we already certify the local market in Uganda, then we think about the issue of export. But we still want to stay in Uganda with our honey sales. So we want to build a factory for processing honey. Then we start supplying many supermarkets that are there in Uganda. You know, these days people are trying to adulterate honey. But Tough Assured Mixed Farm is saying we want to sell pure natural honey from Lango. That's our plan. So apart from that, we also have a future plan of constructing a serious water for production. We want to start irrigating this farm. Even if it is dry or rainy, we want the place to be evergreen. So we want to put at least a water for production in future. Then we are planning to fence the whole farm with chain link or wall, so we can now control the issue of security well and biosafety of our projects that we have here.
As a plea to the government, however, Okello is standing as a voice for many farmers in the Lango sub-region. They call upon the government to give a helping hand, especially with the water problem, which has crippled much of the farm work in this productive area.
I kept on asking myself, by the way, this kind of request, I even submitted some to the government. I was trying to ask government, if possible, they identify the potential farmers, then support with water production, more especially in the means of agriculture and means of water environment. They have all these facilities. If they can support some few, not everybody, at least few like me who is doing training, with water for production, with maybe training facilities, training hall, whereby people would come and just stay in the farm, then they get new ideas where they can also go and implement. Like the way government exposed me to Masaka. I came and started, and these days everybody is calling me all over the country, Tom, where are you? We want to bring farmers to visit your farm. We want to come and also get an idea on mixed farming as a business. So my only appeal to the government is that please identify a few farmers and use them as model, so that tomorrow we can have a better Uganda. Good water for production, good training facilities, fencing, if you can even help us fence, because the issue of loan again is very now difficult. The interest rate has gone too high. You go and say you want to borrow loan from the bank. Every money just goes to the bank. You'll be doing things for the bank. Then you see no development in the farm or in your business. So that is my humble request to the government of Uganda, if at all they can look into this. But the moment they could do this, they could sample and do it. Even tractors. The only challenge is things for the government goes in wrong hands. Government, instead of identifying people like we who are with the community here, they only identified people who are already in the government, working maybe in higher offices. Then they give them, go to big people, like in the ministry, in the districts, big offices. Tractors are allocated to wrong people. Things like OWC, they are being allocated to other people who are not very serious on the ground. And you who is serious on the ground here, you are not supported. So I still do put that appeal to the government, please wake up, then support us.
At just 40 years, Okello is still a youth, yet has decided to put his energies into farming to better his life and the lives of people in his community. To Uganda's young people, he thinks you too can find a better life if only you could choose farming as the best choice for your future.
To say that youth, farming is the way to go. For me, I was a civil servant. I worked with the government for 12 years. But later, after coming back, I came and started my own farming with my own money. Imagine I started with only 600,000. I quit my job, I came to a farm, and I've never regretted why I resigned. So my appeal to the youth is, please, let us start farming, let us start small farming, but in the future we shall have a better livelihood. Because farming is the way to go. The demand for what is consumed is too high, but the challenge is that the production is not there because people who should do it are the youth. And youth are people who are only looking for white-collar jobs, and yet they're leaving land. Some of them are selling land to buy a motorcycle for border. They sell the land today and then buy a motorbike. The next day they knock somebody dead. They end up going to prisons. Why can't you use that land in a proper way in farming so that you maintain the land for good? You only expand the land for maybe the future use. Like the way I've done. I started with my customary land of 4 acres. Then later expanded to more 8 acres. And now I have more than 12 acres. So that is the only thing that we should be doing as youth. Because I'm also in the bracket of youth. I started as a youth, but now I want to at least advise you that please let us start farming as a business, not farming as farming. Because we have that bad perception that farming has destroyed tractors. Farming is the last resort, but that is not the case. Farming is now the lucrative. By the way, farming is the best way to live. It's the best way now to live because a farmer cannot starve. A farmer can eat anything. A farmer can have his or her food stuff on a daily basis. So I want to say that youth, come up, let's do farming as a business. Let's come and learn from tough. So when you go back, you are a transformed youth. That can be a future leader. That can be a future, maybe a transformation agent. That is my emphasis.